Okay, so this episode is late. I've been doing extensive research on the Nintendo Switch 2. Don't get me wrong, WuWa is still living pretty much rent-free in my head, and this was still a very chaotic week. I logged in and the game was like, here's some platforming and trauma. But let's break it down, shall we? So last week, as we know, I was working on my second team, but this week I actually hit rank 6, as you can see there, which let me level up my first team more. So I go from 70 to 80. So as you can see, I got Zani to 80 and Shorekeeper, Phoebe stuck on level 75. The backup team of Cantarella, Lumi, Marina haven't been touched all week, I'll admit, so they're still on 70, and Swanha here is still kind of lurking as someone who I might use instead of Lumi. But yeah, I'm still quite undecided on that one. So if we go in and look at the actual resonators themselves, I actually do have pretty good echoes now on all three of the starting lineup, and they're fully maxed out leveled, which is the main thing because that took a while to get to. But as you can see, Phoebe's stuck at level 75 because I have no more materials. Completely out of them, so that's what we're doing all this week is farming more materials. Phoebe and the backup team, they're stuck also in 70 and their echoes aren't leveled either. So there's a bit of work to do still on the second team. So as I record this, I think the anniversary event is just ending. We're on pretty much the eve of 2.4 going live, but this is recorded over the last 7 or so days and the anniversary event was still happening. And this activity, I'll call it, was part of it, and it was very confusing. I went into this not knowing what I was doing, and I came out of it not knowing what I just did. So basically you moved around a map and you unlocked characters, and there's some little fights, and I was using Chixa. I don't remember how to pronounce her name. I haven't used her since I started the game, so yeah, but I was forced to use her in this little section, and yeah, don't know what I was doing, don't know what I did, but it was part of the anniversary event. And it was fine. Will I be rushing back to do this again if it was like a long-term permanent fixture? No. So as I had mentioned, I have been playing the Switch 2 all week, and it launched obviously a few days ago now. I'm recording this on Tuesday the 10th, and I think it launched Thursday, whatever that date was. Which has got me thinking over the last few days, will we ever see a gacha game on the Switch? My personal opinion on that is Genshin, I think, could very well one day port over to the Switch. I don't think our beloved Wuthering Waves will. And that's mainly due to the performance. The PS5 struggled back when Wuthering Waves first launched on it. It seemed to fix itself. Obviously it got patched, but the frame rate is drop a PS5, so I could only imagine what that would be like on the Nintendo Switch. I talk about this because I found this little domain, which was basically a platformer. I don't know if anyone has seen this before. I had never seen it before. It was just a domain on the map. I forget what they're called. But I went into it and it felt like I was playing Mario. For what it's worth though, completely loved it. It was just a simple platformer with a time limit. Obviously the quicker you got, the more rewards that you were given. It's the only one I've seen in the game. I'm not sure if there's more. If anyone does know, let me know if this is the only one. It would be a bit weird if it's the only one, because it's just kind of like, why does it exist? I mean, I still don't know why it exists. But it was great fun. It was a shock because I walked in expecting it to be a typical little domain dungeon thing where you had to fight monsters, but there was nothing to fight, and there was nothing to do besides jump around and avoid those little spiky things. And I actually got the best time you could get, like as in I got the most rewards, and as you can see I wasn't really going that fast, so I really do hope there's more of this in the game. This brings us to our next anniversary event thing, and I think this was part of the anniversary event, unless it was just a random daily login thing, but I'm fairly sure this was to do with the anniversary and that's why it was live. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this, look, it made sense. You got keys and you unlocked little sections of this map thing which gave you materials, but there were parts that you would do and it would do like that, where it would get more of the map thing in one section, and I couldn't figure out if it was random or not, so I didn't know what I was really doing. But that was fun. It was easy materials. Yeah, don't know if there was a way around getting more of each turn or not, but hey. And it wouldn't be an episode without a pull. So I committed to just doing 110 pull, and I was considering whether I do Alotta to get her C1, or whether I pull why do I forget her name? Chacona. So yeah, I looked into what Carlotta's C1 actually did and I was tossing up for what I wanted. Now we know how I'm feeling about Chacona. I've said it in the last 3 videos. I don't think Chacona's worth it. But I know if I don't pull Chacona, there's no point pulling Cardathea. So I just thought I'd go for it. I thought, hey, if I get Chacona, then I could at least pull Cardathea. But I didn't. I didn't get Chacona, didn't really deserve to get her after all the hate I was giving her the last few weeks, but hey, that's okay. We live to see another day. I did get another Yang Yang though, so that's fine. I think she's nearly maxed out now too. I've been pulling her quite a bit. Now, as I said last episode, I was hoping this week I'd get a better companion quest, and happy to report, I did. So yes, Cantarella was the chosen one this week, and without spoiling too much, I'll just say her story is layered. It starts sweet, then it gets a bit heavy, and then it just drops into full-on darkness. As we spoke about last week, Brant's quest felt like just a textbook, and Cantarella's felt like reading someone's diary after they died or something. It was unsettling, but also just beautiful at the same time. It actually told her backstory and the backstory of the Phasalia family and her mother and all that, and it explained the character, which is what I want to see in a companion quest. My issue with Brant's from last week was that it didn't explain anything about the character. It was a story. It felt like a treasure hunt story. It felt like Peter Pan, as I said last week. This actually felt like we were diving deep into the story behind the character, which is how companion quests should be. So there's going to be obviously a bunch more that come out with 2.4 or when those characters, get released, and I'm hoping they stick with this type of companion story. Obviously they can't all be deep, meaningful characters, and they can't all be connected to the main story, but I just hope that the companion quests tell us more about the character themselves, more than a story involving the character. But that's going to do us for this week. As I said, this episode was late, and I'm sorry about that. I will be trying to get these up every Monday. So I'll wait and see. I'll suss the feel if I get the next one out on Monday, because that's not going to be too many days between the episodes. I still need to go back and record content for that episode. It should be easy given the 2.4 launch. That's what we'll be doing all week in game, so I'll have lots to talk about, which should be great fun. But yeah, hopefully it should be out Monday, maybe Tuesday if not. Before we finish up completely though, community spotlight this week. The comment is from Sabaka Fan 6655. It was on my pool video for Carlotta, and they were pretty much just explaining their bad time they've had with pools, never winning a 50-50 in their life. So you may not have won a 50-50, buddy, but hey, you're the shout out this week. So if you have been vibing with the series, don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment, even if it's just to say hi. But this was WuThering Waves Diaries episode 4, and I'll see you next week.